Hey everybody, it's Pat Kilner, and I'm joined today at Tower Hill by John Kirk. John, thanks so much for being here with us.
Great to be with Pat.
Listen, John. Just so for those of you who don't know, John is one of the best listing agents I know. John lists homes throughout the entire DC metro area, so DC, Maryland, Virginia, and he's got this really amazing perspective because he's constantly analyzing the market for different sellers throughout the entire area. He's got this really cool perspective on where value is, and because we have to sell that value when we're selling to buyers, we're seeing some really cool trends. And one of the areas that I thought we'd focus on is an area that, frankly, I don't think gets a lot of press, but John and I have been dialoguing about this area, and so I wanted to ask you, John, about Frederick today.
Okay.
Frederick's a really cool place. You were sharing with me the other day some stats on Frederick and why you thought some value was there. Talk to me about demand. Just overall, we know that a place is going to have some strong value just from a lead indicator when we see demand. What does that look like?
Yeah, demand in Frederick is off the charts, and
Awesome.
It's actually demand that we haven't seen anywhere, close in DC in a really long time. You may want to consider Loudoun County as another place that sort of, has that
level
kind
of
of
demand.
growth.
Yeah.
But, units, in terms of number of units that have sold, the growth there and the number of units that have sold is up 30% from 2013 to 2016.
Mm-hmm.
That is absolutely off the charts.
Phenomenal. So when you see that type of increase in demand, oftentimes, and especially when we see this with new construction, there's, in my mind, two ways to do this. There's oftentimes just homes thrown into a cornfield somewhere,
Sure.
and then the hope that people will get there. We're not seeing that, Frederick. What are you? Talk to me about what you're seeing as you analyze infrastructure, because infrastructure directly correlates to overall long-term value for people.
Sure.
And if people are buying a home as a first-time buyer, and we're usually coaching them to stay into a home as long as humanly possible, that's how they're going to get their bang for their buck. Their asset's going to have the opportunity to increase with time.
Mm-hmm.
Is Frederick going to play well there?
Yeah.
What's that look like?
Great question. And this is definitely not a place where you're going to throw homes in a cornfield and have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
And so what you've got, and what the amazing thing is that you have there, is the ability to have a downtown infrastructure.
Yeah.
For example, I've been calling it the Georgetown of the North.
Like that.
Right. It's got this really quaint, charm to it, and you've got to experience that. It's an amazing place to be. The cafes, the restaurants, the Starbucks has this really old, building, and, the floor is squeaking, when you
Nice.
walk in there, it's that kind of charm.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot to offer there from an amenity standpoint, and the infrastructure there is great.
So if I'm a family, right, because a lot of these are single-family homes that we've been discovering, and in particular on the new construction side, if I'm a family, I want to move out there, what is there for me to do? I mean, mom and dad, where are you going to go out besides downtown? How are we going to entertain? What do the kids have to do? What do the school systems look like?
Yeah, so great question. So schools, phenomenal school system for sure.
They rank well.
Yeah, they rank really highly. Yeah, I encourage folks to Google that, take a look at that.
Yeah.
They really are an amazing value as well. And then just from a family sort of infrastructure, how many times have you gone to Camden Yards or National Park, right? And you're spending $400 as a family to go out. Minor league baseball is in Frederick, right?
Yeah.
What a great thing to be able to take your family to a minor league baseball game.
Right? You're a baseball guy.
Yeah,
right?
so I'm a little bit
Yeah.
biased, right? So that's just one highlight, right?
Yeah.
So you've got that. You have championship golf courses there, right?
Yeah.
Like this is something that is, and if you've played golf in that area, my goodness gracious, like if you play there,
Absolutely.
watch the sunset over the mountains, it's an incredible experience. Wineries, brew pub. I mean, you can just go down the list, and then you've got all kinds of great stuff there.
Phenomenal. So it sort of checks a lot of these boxes. Final thing is just access.
Mm-hmm.
Is it too far?
Yeah. Well, that's a great question too. So one of the major considerations for every family when they move, they're considering schools, right? But how long is it going to take me to get to work?
Yeah.
Right. And that's one of the great things about Frederick as well. So if you're working in Rockville, it's 35 minutes to Rockville, right? You're talking 35 to 45 minutes to Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great thing. You've got great access to highways. You've got great access to public transportation. And these are things that are all of real value, and what makes Frederick really a really great place to be.
So brass tacks, I want a home, 3,000-4,000 square feet above grade in Frederick. What am I paying for this?
This is the kicker of all, right? So you're looking at around 400,000. I mean, for something like that, and, you can get an 8 to 10-year-old home that is 3,500 square feet for, certainly under 450, and you're really looking at 375 to 425.
And a little bit of land too.
And a little bit of land, yeah.
Pretty
And
cool.
so with access to all the amenities that we were talking about, so
Beautiful.
a tremendous value.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for listening. John, thanks for being here.
Thank
if you
you.
don't mind, I may pull on you for another one of these because you did so well.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Awesome.
All right,
Thanks for listening. And again, appreciate you being
Thanks,
here.
man. That's
All right.
great.
See you.
Thanks.